If you are waiting for them to text back, you have already lost the game. You are playing push and pull in a room where the doors are locked. Listen, the moment you start chasing an avoidant partner, you are not acting out of love, you are acting out of fear. And fear is a terrible fuel. It burns dirty, it burns fast, and it leaves you empty. Here is the truth. You think you need them to change, but you fool no one. You cannot change a person's attachment style by arguing with it. You can only change it by changing the environment they step into. We do not experience the relationship. We experience the relationship we focus on. There are 1,000 things happening in their mind right now, and if you focus on the one thing they did not say, you will miss the 99 things they are feeling. So what is behind the story? It is your state, your mental, your emotional state. When you are in a state of lack, you project lack. You think you have to pretend you do not care. It is not being positive. It is being intelligent. You want to know why? Because pretending is a distortion. Intelligence is seeing the reality and choosing your response. There are 3 decisions you make every moment of your life when someone pulls away from you. The first decision is what to focus on. The second decision is what it means. The third decision is what you are going to do about it. Most people make the first decision unconsciously. They focus on the distance. They focus on the silence. They focus on the things they cannot control. And because they focus on the lack, the meaning they make is that they are unlovable. And the action they take is to chase, to beg, to manipulate. But here is the thing. If you focus on what you cannot control, your energy goes there. If you control what you focus on, you control your life. Both worlds exist. The external we can only influence. The internal we can control. Focus is the master key. Focus is the lens. Focus determines everything. You are the meaning maker. You take the raw data of their silence and you make it mean you are abandoned. That is a deletion and a distortion. You delete the fact that they are just overwhelmed, and you distort their need for space into a rejection of your soul. Now let me be honest with you. People do not run because they do not love you. They run because the intimacy feels like a threat to their survival. There is a million things happening in their nervous system when you get close, and most of them are just trying to breathe. It is like a Spitfire propeller. If you are trying to lose weight, you cannot run from your diet. If you are trying to connect with an avoidant, you cannot run from their need for space. The propeller is spinning. It is a beautiful, dangerous, powerful machine. If you try to stop it with your bare hands, you will lose your arms. You have to understand the machine. You have to respect the mechanics. When they pull away, they are not rejecting you. They are regulating themselves. Their nervous system is telling them that closeness equals engulfment. So they create distance to feel safe. And when you chase them, you confirm their deepest fear. You become the engulfment. You become the threat. I began with anger. That fuel did not last. In my early years, I tried to force people to stay. I tried to grab love by the throat. I thought if I just pushed hard enough, if I just loved hard enough, they could not leave. But that fuel turns to ash. I had no one in my corner. I figured out I was the corner. And I want you to see this. If you suffered as a kid, you might still carry it. You might still feel that little kid inside who is terrified of being left behind. Here's what happens when you meet who you are now and look back at the kid. It has been a handbook of survival in disguise. The fact that you were alone in your emotional childhood means as an adult, you have the capacity to stand entirely on your own 2 feet. The fact that nobody supported your feelings means you have no fear of sitting with your own pain. The fact that you had to self-soothe means you already have the exact tools you need to comfort yourself right now. You are not broken. You are built. So what do I mean by that? The 3 stages of them coming back are not about manipulating their return. They are about your evolution. Stage 1 is the pullback. They run. You feel the panic. The pattern activates. You want to chase. You want to fix it. You want to send a long paragraph explaining your feelings. Do not do it. It is not about them. It is about you. You have to stop the bleed. You have to recognize that your anxiety is not intuition. It is just a nervous system response to a perceived threat. Stage 2 is the mirror. You stop looking at their silence and you start looking at your own state. You become the thermostat, not the thermometer. A thermometer just reacts to the room, dropping to whatever cold temperature the avoidant sets. A thermostat sets the temperature. You set the temperature of your own life. You decide what your immutables are. You decide what your non-negotiables are. Stage 3 is the return. They come back not because you pulled them, but because your state changed. The pull replaces the push. You think you can just decide to be secure, and it happens. I do not think so. It is not ability, it is motive. You have to put in the reps. Think about Steph Curry. 500 shots a day, 7 days a week, 15 plus years, 2 million shots, 3,600 makes, 10% of 1%. You do not become the greatest shooter by wishing the ball goes in the hoop. You become the greatest shooter by rewiring your nervous system through relentless, boring, beautiful repetition. When you feel the urge to check their social media, that is your rep. When you feel the urge to send that double text, that is your rep. You catch the thought. You change your physiology. You redirect your focus 500 times a day if you have to. You fool no one. You cannot fake this. You have to build the muscle. You have to move from unconscious incompetence, where you do not even know you are chasing, to conscious incompetence, where you see yourself chasing and hate it, to conscious competence, where you catch yourself and stop, to unconscious competence, where your default state is just secure. If you chase them, they run. If you become the prize, they return. Both realities exist, the one where you beg for scraps and the one where you build a feast. You do not change the relationship by managing the other person. You change the relationship by mastering yourself. That is the thesis. That is the truth. You do not experience life. You experience the life you focus on. When you focus on your own growth, your own joy, your own mission, you become extraordinary. And extraordinary people do not beg. They attract. Because here is what I know. The strongest force in the human personality is the need to remain consistent with our identity. If your identity is someone who is waiting, you will always wait. If your identity is someone who is building, you will always build. You have to change the story. You have to change the meaning. Now listen to me carefully. I am going to give you a drill. It is non-negotiable. It will take you less than 90 seconds. The next time you feel that spike of anxiety, the next time you see they have not replied, and your chest gets tight, you stop. You do not pick up the phone, you stand up, you change your physiology, you pull your shoulders back, you look up, you take a deep breath in for 4 seconds, hold for 4, out for 4. You say out loud, I am whole, I am enough, I am the prize. You do this for 90 seconds, you break the pattern, you interrupt the state, you reclaim your power again. Decide now. Why does this work? Because quality of life is the quality of your emotions. If your emotional state is dictated by whether or not they texted you back, you are a slave to their whims. You are giving away your power. But when you take it back, when you decide that your joy is your responsibility, everything shifts. It is not virtue signaling, it is what you know inside your soul is true. You know you are worthy, you know you are enough, and that energy is magnetic. An avoidant partner is drawn to strength. They are repelled by neediness. When you stand in your own power, you become a safe harbor. You become the place they want to return to. You give people what they want, which is connection, and you give them what they need, which is space, but you do it on your terms. Life on your terms. Let me say that again. You are not responsible for their healing. You are only responsible for your own. When you try to heal them, you become their parent. And nobody wants to sleep with their parent. That is the death of polarity. That is the death of desire. You have to let them fight their own dragons. You have to let them face their own shadows. Your job is to hold your own light. Your job is to be so grounded in your own worth that their avoidance does not shake you. It is not the past, it is the pattern. You have to break the pattern of making their behavior about your value. Their behavior is about their history. It is about their fears. It is about their unhealed wounds. It has nothing to do with your worth. And I know I am right about this. The fastest way to change a relationship is to change yourself. The simplest way to get them to stay is to become someone who does not need them to stay. That is the paradox. That is the invisible force. When you release the grip, they feel the space to come closer. When you tighten the grip, they feel the pressure to pull away. It is like a psychological superposition you need to hold in your head at the same time. You can care deeply, and you can be completely unattached to the outcome. You can love them fully, And you can love yourself more. That is the balance. That is the next level. But that is not the real point. The real point is that this journey, this hero's journey, is not just about getting them back. It is about getting you back. It is about slaying the dragon of your own insecurity. It is about becoming the hero of your own life. The hero's journey does not end when you are dead. It continues in the lives you change. When you heal your own attachment wounds, you break the cycle. You become an extension of something greater. You give back. You impact the world. From those to whom much is given, much is required. You have been given the gift of this pain. You have been given the gift of this awareness. Now you have to use it. You have to turn your pain into purpose. You have to turn your wound into a weapon for good. Now what does that mean to you? It means you stop looking at them as the solution to your emptiness. They are not the solution. You are the solution. They are just a mirror. They are reflecting your own unhealed parts back to you. When you look at them and feel panic, you are looking at your own fear of abandonment. When you look at them and feel anger, you are looking at your own feeling of unworthiness. You have to take the projection back. You have to own your stuff. You have to do the work. And the work is not reading another book about attachment styles. The work is sitting in the fire of your own emotions and not running away. The work is feeling the feeling without acting on it. I have worked with 5 million people. The ones who change are not the smartest. They are the ones who refuse to settle. They are the ones who look at their own patterns and say, no more. They are the ones who decide that their peace is more important than their need to be right. They are the ones who choose love over fear every single time. And it is not easy. It is the hardest thing you will ever do, but it is worthwhile. It is meaningful. It is the highest quality of life. You think I am pelting you with the bath water and the baby. You think I am telling you to not care about them. That is not it. I am telling you to care from a place of fullness, not from a place of emptiness. When you care from emptiness, you drain them. When you care from fullness, you fill them. There is a massive difference. One is a compulsion, the other is a choice. One is a push, the other is a pull. You want to be the pull. You want to be the gravity. You want to be the center of your own universe so that when they orbit you, they feel safe. It is like the island and the burning boats. If you want to take the island, you got to burn your boats. You have to burn the boats of codependency. You have to burn the boats of waiting by the phone. You have to burn the boats of making them your only source of validation. When there is no way back, you have to move forward. You have to build your own life. You have to create your own joy. You have to find your own purpose. And when you do that, something magical happens. They see you building, they see you thriving, and they want to be part of it. They want to come to the island. But they can only come if the island is a place they want to visit. If the island is just a prison of your anxiety, they will stay away. You want to know what makes them stay for good? It is not your ability to convince them. It is your capacity to hold your own center. It is your ability to remain grounded when they spin out. It is your ability to love them without trying to change them. It is your ability to give them the space to miss you without punishing them for needing that space. That is the ultimate mastery. That is the highest level of emotional intelligence. And it is available to you right now. It is not some distant future state. It is available in this very breath, in this very moment. You have to decide. You have to make the decision that you are done playing small. You are done playing the victim. You are done waiting for someone else to give you permission to feel worthy. You give yourself permission. You decide your worth. You decide your value. You decide your future. And when you do that, the universe conspires to help you. The invisible force kicks in. The synchronicities happen. The right people come into your life, and the wrong people fall away. It is the simplest way to live. It is the strongest force you will ever harness. Listen to me. You are not your past. You are not your attachment style. You are not the stories you have told yourself about why you are unlovable. Those are just stories. And you can write a new one. You can write a new story today. You can write a new story right now. The pen is in your hand. The page is blank. What are you going to write? Are you going to write a tragedy? Or are you going to write a triumph? Are you going to write a story of waiting? Or are you going to write a story of becoming? The choice is yours. It has always been yours. You just forgot. And I want you to remember now. You are powerful beyond measure. You are resilient beyond belief. You have survived every single thing that has ever happened to you. You have navigated every storm. You have faced every dragon. And you are still here. You are still breathing. You are still capable of love. That is an amazing gift. That is the gift. You cannot lose what you deserve because you deserve everything good. You just have to be willing to receive it. You have to be willing to open your hands and let it in. So stop chasing, stop running, stop fighting. Just be in your body, be in your power, be in your truth. Let them figure out their own stuff. Let them navigate their own fears. You just keep building your island. You just keep burning your boats. You just keep taking your shots. 500 a day. Every single day. Until it is unconscious competence. Until it is just who you are. You owe it to you to become who you really are. Not the anxious version. Not the avoidant version. Just the real you. The grounded you, the loving you, the free you. That is the hero. That is the journey. That is the life. Live it now.